Welcome. Testing, 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 testing. Woo! We're here! Hello, and welcome to the Charlotte O'Trumba Show. My name is Charlotte, and this is my show. Thank you so much for joining me. It's episode 15. Nuts. Feels like a nice round number. Feeling good about being on 15. Took a bit of a week off last week because there were some audio issues with my last episode. Wanted to fix that and make sure that got its proper due. So thanks for your patience with that. Kind of annoying, but you know what? It's all right. Got through it. Made our way. So in response, I'm dressed like, a Tribeca mom today, just to show you and show myself that I've got things under control. I've called the office and argued on behalf of myself, and I'm making a change. Okay? Thank you so much. Have some updates. I have some Coco updates, obviously. The first is we gave her a bath. We gave a cat a bath. We gave not a kitten a bath, a cat, a full-grown cat who was set in her ways. We gave her a bath. We did. I'll just say it one more time. We gave her a bath. It was a scarring experience for all involved. I will say that. And we prepared. I bought the gloves that went past the elbow. We got the nice shampoo that smelled a little bit like coconut. We read up. We decided to do it in the sink, not in the bathtub, because they don't want to be submerged in water. You want to have the hand held and just kind of spray it and have less space. Well, did not go well. I also feel like she knows what I'm talking about because she just looked over at me. She's like, don't you bring up that bath or whatever that freaking experience was that you put me through? So Alana and I, the two of us, he held her, I partially held her, I wet her with the nice head hose thing. Did not go well. She started meowing loudly, then started doing the shampoo, continued to meow loudly. She's looking at me again. She knows. She knows what I'm saying. She started to meow loudly again, and then she started to climb up the cabinets. I can't even explain to you. If you don't have a cat, which I also underestimated, unless you have a cat and it's happening to you right there, you cannot appreciate how limber and flexible and good at climbing they are. I mean, there were two people holding this 8-pound cat, and she was still climbing up the cabinets, and we could not hold on to her. How is this possible? She managed to escape halfway through with soap on her and ran under the bed. I felt so bad. She was like clearly so upset. I'm upset. Lon's upset that I'm upset. We're all upset. And then we're like trying to get her out, and we're like, oh my god, she's gonna stay under there. And then it was like she knew, like, I'm covered in soap, I need to be rinsed off. So she reluctantly rejoins us. We rinse her off. Then we're trying to keep rinsing her off, and it was like I could tell that I was going a step too far by trying to get underneath more. And she bit me, and bit me so hard that it went through the glove. So that was bad. I bled. Then we were able to like dry her off with a towel and a blow dryer on low. Whole thing was, she was not happy. It was sad. But by morning, after she licked herself and stuff, by morning we were back to snuggling. Everything was okay. The main reason why, I should have said this to start, the main reason why we gave her a bath, it was not willy-nilly. It was because, as you remember, if you listened to last week's episode, she had this lime sulfur dip at the shelter, and that's to kill off the rest of lice or something, cat lice. And we did not know she was going to be having that. They surprised us with that. And so this was now a week after adoption, and she still smelled like this sulfur smell. So we needed to give her a bath. And then on top of that, she was like licking herself extra to try to get that smell off, clearly. And that texture made her fur all weird. And she had like diarrhea. I mean, in her litter box, sorry, this is TMI, but like clearly she was ingesting it. It was not good. She smelled. She was unhappy with her smell. We were unhappy with the smell. Everybody wanted her to be clean. Post bath, I think she appreciated that she smelled like this nice floral coconut smell. Everybody loves the floral coconut. I mean, I want to smell like that. I'm going to use the cat shampoo. Anyway, because of the bite, we were a little bit worried because, you know, she was newly taken in from the shelter. Just want to make sure that she's up to date with vaccines because, of course, I read some things on the internet like, oh my God, it can get infected, blah, blah. Like, you should check. So I shot over an email after the whole ordeal. This is like at 11 p.m. on a Thursday. And I say, hey, we gave her a bath, mistake in parentheses. Thinking this would be a fun sort of like cat owner humor we could share. Like, aha, giving a cat a bath, such a pain. Haha, they hate it, haha. So I say that. I said, just want to double check that she's all up to date on everything. Like, I don't have to worry about the bite. I don't hear back that night. I don't hear back the next day, nor any day that weekend. On Tuesday of the following week, I see that they're calling, but I'm in a Zoom meeting. And then I listen to the 1.5-minute long voicemail that was left for me. And it's from the adoption counselor. And she goes, hi, Charlotte. Just wanted to call you back in regards to bathing your cat. This was a mistake. Bathing an older cat is extremely, extremely stressful for them. I mean, this was a huge mistake, extremely stressful. You've probably now set her back socially for weeks. And in regards to the bite, she's gonna need to be quarantined now in a bathroom by herself for 2 weeks to come down from the bite. And she goes on and on about this. There's no mention of vaccines, which I asked for. There's no mention of what should be done now or anything, asking if she's okay, nothing like that. And then ends with, please call me back so we can discuss this situation. I get off from listening to that voicemail and I am like very upset. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a terrible pet owner. I did something wrong. But then on the other hand, like while I'm listening to the voicemail, she's literally sitting next to me and nuzzling up to me and wants to be near me. And she doesn't smell like a fucking fart. So of course she's happier. I wanted to call this lady back so bad and be like, remember how I picked her up and you didn't tell me how you were gonna bathe her in shit and give her to us? And she's gonna be all wet and yellow and smell bad and give herself diarrhea by trying to lick it off? Remember that? Remember how you didn't tell us about any of that? So yeah, she's gonna need a fucking bath. And yeah, she hated the experience, but guess what? She's happier she doesn't have to lick herself till she gets diarrhea so that she smells normal. They know. And meanwhile, it's not like we freaking tortured her. We were very gentle with it all. No, she didn't like it. Of course not. No cats like a bath. But why are we going to punish her by putting her in a bathroom and lock her up in there and be like, oh, sorry you didn't like the bath. You're going to really love this. A small room that you cannot leave. Everybody's favorite solution to something that stresses them out. Here, we know this is tough for you. Here. Lock yourself up, hun. You're grounded for our mistake. Like, what? And then, meanwhile, if this really was so bad and so big of a mistake, why didn't you fucking tell us that before we picked her up? Picked her up smelling like a fart. And guess what? No problem is ever solved and dealt with by calling somebody after the fact and scolding and shaming them. Do you really think that's gonna work? What the phone call should have been is solutions and ways to fix the problem and making sure if she's okay, not just assuming the worst and like she's retreated from us socially. Are you kidding me? And don't you want us to foster in the future? I certainly won't be now. Not after a phone call like that where I'm shamed. Like, I take good care of her. She freaking follows me from room to room all day. She's happy. God, makes me so mad. I didn't call her back because I wanted to go off on her, but I didn't technically have the adoption papers yet. So it's like still a foster thing. And last thing I wanted was to call her and go off and they're like, yeah, actually, you can't have the cat. And then I would have been really sad. So did my best, held on. And then I dropped her off to be spayed this week. Again, very loose on the time. Nobody answers the call when I get there. Wait out there with her for a solid 15 minutes. But that's fine. Because, yeah, every cat loves to sit in her carrier in a car back at the place she was turned into. And that she now, for all she knows, is being taken back to live again. Yeah, that's not stressful, but no, I'm not going to call you and leave you a 2-minute long voicemail about it. Picked her up today after the surgery, and she's a little loopy. Well, I don't know if it's because she's in pain or because she's hungry or because she's on medication or all three. And I just feel bad for her. She's finally calmed down. I think she was like starving. I literally don't think she ate the whole time she was there. And it was 2 days. No, basically, yeah, we dropped her off. Yeah, 2 days. And we had stopped feeding her the night before. So it was like many hours. Which I get it. I think they're not supposed to eat before the surgery and then maybe not after. Whatever. So she was all like super nervous kind of and just like wagging her tail, which is weird in a cat. I'm definitely talking about the cat too much. But anyway, just wanted to let you know she's now spayed. No more babies can be made inside of Coco. And she's now resting. It was a stressful time. And I got the papers. She's fucking mine, bitches. You can't take her back. Just like... I wish I could play the voicemail, but I'm sure that's some privacy issue. I don't even know this lady's name. She has never, like, said her name to me. Which is probably on purpose, which must mean that she, like, pisses other people off. By shaming them. Yeah, and then she, like, brought it up on the phone. I, like, purposely didn't call her back because I was like, I'm not engaging in this. And then she calls me to confirm the spay, and she's like I felt like we were under this mutual understanding that we're not going to bring up the embarrassing voicemail you left me. And instead, she brings it up. And she's like, oh yeah, did you receive my message about the bathing? No more bathing. No more cat bathing lately, is there? Yeah, no, bitch. There's not. Because she doesn't smell like sulfur anymore. I was like, ha, no. I just like played dumb. I didn't know what else to do because I wanted to go off on her so bad, but I didn't have the papers in hand yet. So I was like, haha, no, yeah, no bathing, but she's fine. She doesn't smell anymore. Really smelled like the sulfur. Oh yeah, they can smell. That really lasts a long time. That can last for like a month or two. No, not gonna work. Not gonna work for me, babe. I can assure you, no cat of mine will be smelling like sulfur for 2 months. People. So she has a little scar, it's shaved. Speaking of shaving, it's still winter, and I was getting out of the shower yesterday and I put lotion on, which I do every time I get out of the shower because that is the best time to put lotion on. Lock that moisture in. And I was putting lotion on my legs, and does this ever happen to you? If you are somebody that chooses to shave their legs, when you don't for a while, you can have this moment like I did yesterday where I was putting lotion on my legs and they felt like somebody else's legs. The hair had gotten so long that it was as if I was petting a stranger's leg. The lotion was getting all lathery in there, and it was like, what am I feeling right now? What is this new texture? It's just like, oh, those are my legs. Those are mine. Some not freshly shaven legs. Ah, we love to feel it, huh? Love to feel it. That's like every time you go to the gynecologist and it's like, I always say the same thing. Oh, sorry, it's just not my day to spruce up down there. And every time she's like, you do not have to tell me that, Charlotte. Like, why do I bother making an excuse? Like, just think of like the range of hoo-has your gynecologist sees. Think of how many shapes, sizes, hairs, left, right. And I'm like, oh, didn't trim it up. Like, unless there's something growing in there, it's probably fine, right? Like, unless you got like maggots. Oh man. Whoa. Talk about stranger danger. That would be like, whose is that? But my gynecologist sends me so many emails, like The Office. Like, literally the most amount of emails I get are from my gynecologist's office and Sugarbush Mountain in Vermont. This place I skied at this past weekend, which was so fun. Highly recommend. Go ski Sugarbush. But man, the name, I feel like times have changed. You should change the name. Like, it just sounds like you got a sugary sweet hoo-ha bush. And 2, you do not need to email me every single day. Like, yeah, of course I'd rather be skiing right now, but I gotta make money to afford to ski at your mountain since the rates were on par with Aspen. Like, can anybody else confirm with me, like, look, skiing is not a cheap pastime or sport. I am well aware. And, you know, we went skiing this past weekend. It was so fun, and it was like so great to be outside and, you know, just getting out of the city. You literally cannot look at your phone while you're down there, like while you're skiing. So that part's all great. But man, like all the costs associated with it, it's just a freaking pain. Like the lift ticket alone is essentially just like a ticket to ski. You cannot get on the mountain without it. And like, no offense to Vermont, but there's not the same amount of acreage you can ski as there is at a mountain out west that is like essentially 2 mountains. And just like acres and acres and like lifts and lifts, and like you could like ski a whole, a whole run over like 3 hours or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just a long runs, whatever, big mountains. Like the nerve of Sugarbush to charge the same amount for a lift ticket just seems insane. Like, know where you stand. I'm all for confidence. Like, always be confident in what you have to offer. But this was like a bit of a step too far. Still would recommend it. This is a small thing, but when I sleep, I stay very still. Now, Lon's probably going to check me on this, but I want to just say that I have always slept very still until we started sleeping together, because when Lon sleeps, he turns over on his side and it is a full production. Like, what is going on? Why can't you just start in the center and turn over? No, this is like upper body moves, lower body moves. There's some thrashing, then there's a full body turn. The arms go, then the legs, then the covers come. And it's like the whole bed has turned. Covers have been rearranged, pillows are in new places. The whole bed has rocked, and God forbid if poor Coco has attempted to even sneak onto the bed, she would have been thrown off in this process, like flung into the air. It's literally like one of those cartoons where like one person, like those what's it called, where like a seesaw or something, but they'll do those things where they bounce on one and then the other person flies up. It's how I feel. When he turns over, I feel like he like bounces over and then I fly into the air. And then Coco flies. And we're all just like, what happened? And it's that he just turned over. But why? And then, okay, so then this is the best part. So this happened again last night or 2 nights ago. And so I like grabbed my phone to write it down in my notes to talk about. And he's like, what? What are you doing? Is everything okay? Yes, I'm writing about you. Like, just do less. Do less. Just sleep. I don't know. I feel like this is so down the middle with people. Like, some people just like take a lot to get settled, and I get it. But then the thing that I want to say is, if you were just still, then your body would be like, okay, it's rest time. And then your brain would be like, it's rest time because we're not moving. Moving is awake time. Still is sleep time. Feels simple. Anyway, that's how I feel. New headline today: Kim Kardashian and kids will continue to live in $60 million mansion she shared with Kanye West. Whew! I mean, I was talking about staying up at night. I was worried about where Kim was going to end up with the kids, you know? Out on the street, in a 1-bedroom condo, God forbid. But phew, gets to stay in her $60 million mansion. While Kanye can just like run around in a circle and stomp and sing in Wyoming. Just live out his days. Just stay there. Wasn't there something where like they were suing him now? I feel like some of the singers were gonna sue him because he wasn't paying them. Like, of course he wasn't. Who's surprised here? Like, he's probably like, what? It's art, blah, blah. Like, no, you're just an asshole. You're just an asshole. Okay. Oh, Kim. Also, I'm so curious to try Skims. Does anybody else use Skims? I mean, I'm just so curious. I just want to know if the hype is real. And it's Spanx, right? Can we just say that? I mean, like, it's Spanx. It's like when Uber tries to be like some high-tech tech thing. It's like, you're a taxi company. It's shapewear. It's Spanx. It already exists. You just put your name on it. And you wanted to call it kimono and didn't think there was a problem with that. Yeah, it's a taxi company. I have to give credit to Lon for that. Okay, how are we doing on time? Oh, wow, it's time for Wreck of the Week. Wreck of the Week this week is the Talk of Shame. If you follow her on Instagram, oh my God, so great. Great. So basically, like, great pop culture rundowns, great with Bravo. And then she also is so good at, like, there'll be a scandal or something, and she's so good about laying out the facts and then giving a great assessment of the situation where you're like, yes, I agree. Does that make sense? Or if like people are all hysterical sort of about some I don't know, like controversy or something, she'll just like break it down for you. Anyway, I just love her. She's so great. Talk of Shame. I think her name's Kiki. I think so. Anyway, shout out. Freaking love you. All right, that's Wreck of the Week. And next, it's time for advice. Yes, baby, advice. It's time for advice. Great. Katie A asks, what are some COVID-safe date ideas? Great question, Katie. My first answer would be don't go to Texas. Because they're about to open straight up. Just kidding, but maybe not really. Just wear your mask. Okay, COVID-safe date ideas. I would say a walk in the park is always nice. Bring a bottle of wine, and then you can kind of like sit, 6 feet apart or whatever. Just stay kind of distanced, or keep your masks on or something, but you could drink some wine. I think that's a fun idea. And in the same vein, a hike. That's great. Find somewhere to hike. And then I also feel like a hike is good because you really gotta like talk to somebody. I don't know. I will say though, this whole COVID dating game is very sober. There's like not as much drinking. And I don't know if I'd be able to do that. I feel like I spent all of my dates drunk. Certainly, Lon and I were drunk for many of our dates. Heck, we're still drunk now. So yeah, anyway, and then, another good sort of outdoor idea too is to go for a walk in a really nice neighborhood and look at the really nice houses. I love doing that. Out east, or actually, I mean, pretty much anywhere. Just like go walk around a really nice neighborhood and look at the nice houses, and then you can see where your tastes align. Or you could say what you'd want to change. That's always fun. A fun game. Be like, no, hate that fence, would do this instead. Like, no, don't like that color, would do a different color. Yeah, I feel like that's kind of fun. And then if you feel comfortable, a drink or brunch or something, I feel like start light before you commit to a whole dinner, but like a drink or apps or something at an outdoor restaurant if you felt safe could be fun. And there are in some places, outdoor shows kind of opening up, like some outdoor live comedy, like stand up. There's some like readings I've seen. So you could kind of keep an eye, maybe browse Instagram or sort of see if there's something going on outside that you could go see. I just feel like I've seen some things about like either screenings or I don't know, something. And then I guess you could do a Zoom date. I don't know. That just feels so like corporate. You can't feel the energy or see what they're like in person. So I would not recommend that. But if you really don't feel safe otherwise, then do a Zoom date. But you could do it. I don't know. Having like something to talk about might be helpful. So if you like screen like a virtual, there's so many like virtual concerts right now or virtual tours or whatever. Like you could do something like that first and then talk about it, which I feel like would be good. Also, some museums are open now and you could go into a museum like you'd have masks on and you could kind of do that. Then it's low pressure. You don't have to talk the whole time and then you could talk about it after. But I do feel like there's this weird discomfort. It could just be me where I just like still feel like I need to talk to them when I'm in a museum and I feel like I can't focus on both. Like I want to read everything and take it in and then I can't when they're there. But anyway, if it works for you, you might want to do it. Okay, there it is. That's it. Those are the date ideas. Woo! Next, Rachel H asks, best recipe for a girls' night. Woo! What I would give for like a girls' sleepover night. Miss those days. I think I might just do that when things open up, is just be like, we're having a sleepover. Get ready. Okay, first would be the best artichoke dip ever, to the point, I think I've even said this on the show, it's like the recipe my mom has used forever, to the point where the neighborhood I grew up in, all our friends in the neighborhood would call it the fad fucking artichoke dip, because it was everywhere and it was so good. And you can adapt it and make it vegan, because you can use vegan Parmesan and you can use vegan mayo. And it's so freaking good, and it's from the Noteworthy cookbook, and I'll try to link it in this, or I'll just like copy and paste the recipe, because there's like 4 ingredients and it's so easy and so good. You got to do that. Always do that. Grab a baguette. Boom. Good to go. Inhale that shit. Everybody always loves it. It's always a hit, no matter what. And I love me heavy apps for a girls' night, because honestly, I am happiest in a heavy app world. Give me heavy apps and a baguette all day, every day of the week. Oh my God. I love it so much. Dips, veggies, chips, bread. I mean, what the freak else do you want? All day I'll eat apps. I wake up in the morning and I eat chips and hummus for breakfast. I am a dip queen. You get like so many more nutrients. You get bang for your buck, you know what I'm saying? And when I make like a homemade hummus, better believe I'm shoving some spinach in there. And I'm like, load me up with those vitamins. Dip me, baby. Next, I would make some homemade popcorn, because homemade popcorn just tastes like that little bit much better. It's just like, why does this taste different? And you're like, it's homemade. And really all you did was just like put some oil in a pan with kernels. And the key, Yvette, shout out Yvette if you're listening, love you. Yvette, who is our nanny or babysitter or whatever. What is the proper term? I'll ask Yvette. Growing up, she always said, you salt the oil that you pop it in, and that's the key. So then it's like pre-seasoned. Boom, baby. Coconut oil's the best. Make some homemade popcorn, and then you can put some like fun seasonings on it. I've heard cinnamon's good, have not tried it. So I don't even know if I want to recommend that, actually. Just pre-season the popcorn with salt. And then what you could do is top it with like, you can buy like the movie theater, I'm doing quotes, air quotes, movie theater popcorn butter, but it's like not actually, it's vegan. I literally checked. There's no actual butter in it. It's just like oil and chemicals that makes it taste like that movie theater popcorn butter, which is crazy when you think about it. I don't want to know what's in there. It is surely not good for you, but it's just girls' night, so it's fine. It's once in a while, it's fine. And if you don't want to do just heavy apps, then make a super stew the day of. like in the morning, and then it's just done. And then when they get there, you can just like, you know, turn on the stove on simmer, heat it back up, put it in some bowls, grab your baguette, boom, done. A super stew is so easy. I'm all about those lately, like seriously. Like I'll make one sort of midday, I need a break, and it lasts like a few days. And it's just all in a pot. Fewer things to wash. Love that. Considering my dishwasher is a joke and literally holds like 2 cups. I'm like, so then don't give me a dishwasher. Okay, give me a dishwasher. Always give me a dishwasher. But seriously, the rate at which we run, unload, reload, run, unload, you know, it's like insane. It's insane. I just want a bigger kitchen. That's all I want. I'm putting it out there now. Next place I live has to have a big kitchen. I'm so done. Both of us are. We can't even be in there at the same time. On that note, thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, night. Grab yourself a baguette, feel better. Go on some COVID safe dates. Go get your animals spayed. Give your cat a bath. Heck 'em. Go crazy. Make sure to like and subscribe and leave comments if you ever want a question answered. Thank you to Katie and Rachel for asking their questions this week. Really appreciate you. And share with your friends, and I will see you or talk to you next week. Bye-bye.